Bliss, bliss, bliss. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Rissa Vibes here, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you. All right. We are member and super chat messages. Okay. So I think I have activated super chat. This is going to be fun. This is a brand new feature. And it's a feature where you can donate while I'm providing this reading. So if you feel called to donate, if you resonate with any of these messages, please feel free to hopefully tap the little money sign in your chat box if you see it. And if not, let me know. This is our first time trying it, so I don't know if it's gonna work. And if it doesn't, that's okay, because we'll get it to work next time. All right, everybody. So again, my name is Rissa Vibes, aka Readings by Rissa. Thanks for joining me. Today is Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. And we join here every Sunday at 1:11 p.m. Central Time, right here on my channel, Rissa Vibes. And we get to connect with this web of light community that we are as we join together and just feel into the spirit messages of this week. I am an intuitive and professional intuitive coach. And so I teach people how to activate their intuitive gifts and also how to navigate their enlightenment path. So I like to come here every Sunday to share information and intuition with you. That way you can have an easier week as you navigate the energy according to these messages that we get from Spirit. So thank you for joining me. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Happy, happy Mother's Day to all of you beautiful mothers out there, you goddesses. And happy Mother's Day to all the dog moms and fur baby moms as well. I am one of those. I love my little pup Geo. He's right here by my feet. He is definitely my child. And also, you know, just calling to understand and connect to the idea of motherhood and the energy of motherhood in our lives. Even if you're not a mother, you know, really reflecting on the relationship you had with your mother and also the mothering energy as an archetype. So we're going to get a little bit more into that in a bit because we are going to go over all the spirit messages for this week along with the astrological influences of this week as well. And then we're going to pull some cards at the end. So I am so excited to start this reading, but I always like to start it first with a review of last week's cards. So let's tap into that. Last week we had the Stand Your Ground card, which was really encouraging us to stand sturdy and strong in what we believe in and what we stand for. Really honoring, you know, our values, our core strengths, our perspectives, you know, the concepts that we know are true, and also really standing up for ourselves in a big way, being courageous and bold in what we believe in. Then we had the power card for the middle of the week card, really allowing us to activate our power from standing our ground, really learning a new level of power from standing our ground. And then we had the guardian card at the end of the week, letting us know that we were protected and guided by our guardian angels and our spirit guides. And then for the moon, because we had a beautiful full moon last week, it was the Queen of Water card, okay? And this was really about mastering your emotions. It was a Scorpio moon last week, the full moon in Scorpio. So we had a lot of emotional energy available to us, a lot of intense energy as well. And it was really calling us to express our emotions, not to bottle them up, be that intuitive, graceful, feminine, communicative, creative energy with your emotions, okay? And then we pulled a crystal card, the Apophilite, and that was a really cool crystal. I think it had all these like yellows and oranges and greens in it. It was a really high energy crystal for moving us through change and moving us through evolution in our lives in a spiritual way. So that was our beautiful review of last week. I hope you had a really good week last week, and hopefully you felt the energy of those cards and you were able to really navigate your week easier. Now let's get into the spirit messages of this week. This is for May 10th to May 17th, 2020. Again, of course, we're in a new month of May. This is our second week of May. We had that Ace of Air card. I'm trying to blend words today. Ace of Air card energy that we were feeling in May. And this Ace of Air card is really about stepping into your unique essence, being free and liberated in every way that you feel you need to be freed in, really allowing yourself to conquer any mental blocks or any limitations in the mind, becoming a master of your mindset. And so I am hosting a Master Your Mindset event for free today from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So only a couple hours after this reading ends, you can join me live on Zoom, where I will be connecting with you and teaching you how to master your mindset, teaching you how to shift perspectives, clear your mind, lots of cool tools and tricks for really making sure that you're not letting your mind overwork you, that you're in control, right? And so it's going to be a really powerful event. If you're interested, you can definitely sign up with the link below when I post this video. Also, there's a link in the last week's video you can click to sign up, okay? So super exciting event. And the energy of Ace of Air is going to carry with us all throughout May. So lots of opportunities for us to stay liberated in our mind and in our essence. So let's get into the messages of this week. But first, I want to check in with everybody. How are we doing? Oh, I don't see any chat. So maybe the chat's not working. Let's see. Oh, okay. So I do have the chat here. And you guys, let me know if you see a super chat button, because now I just switched over and now I see your beautiful messages. So I see Marie is here. Good afternoon. I'm doing so good. Thanks for asking. Hilaire is here. Hello. Leo is here. Anna is here. Hey, so good to see you, love. Linda's here as well. So good to see you. Is the sound low, you guys? Oh, it was you. Okay. I was like, I'll turn it up. Marie says, Happy Mother's Day. Thank you, love. I am definitely that dog mama. Not a real mama yet, but a dog mama for sure. Danny is here. Zelda is here. So exciting to have you all here. All right, cool. So like I said, you guys, maybe you didn't hear me. I said it really early in the thing. I have a super chat option available now, and that allows you to... Let's see. That allows you to donate if you want to any of these readings, and this will happen, you know, every reading. That's an option for you. Totally not obligatory at all, but it's an option for you to donate throughout the reading for any energy that you resonate with. Maybe you want to donate $1, $2, whatever. And it's a fun way for you to stay interactive and also just provide energy exchange if you feel called to. But like I said, totally not obligatory. It's just a new feature I just added to my YouTube. We're starting to create new levels of abundance here on YouTube. I did monetize my channel, but then I was told very quickly that I probably won't make any money because I have to have like thousands and thousands, like hundreds of thousands of views. But that's okay. We're working up to that. We're manifesting that, okay? Like, I believe it's going to happen one day. But this super chat option does allow for us to exchange energy in that way in the form of currency if you'd like to donate. So that's a really fun feature. I will say that if you've been following the last couple of readings, you know I've been asking for donations for my new program software and a microphone that I need for my camera to create these readings on another level of professionality and also just quality. And I am happy to report that I received enough donations to get the camera, microphone, and the software. So thank you all for donating. I'm so, so grateful. And now we are going to have such elevated quality in these readings. I'm going to have it all set up as soon as I get that microphone in. I know the shipping is delayed with everything going on with quarantine, so it should be in the next couple weeks, but we'll see. But as soon as that gets set up, hopefully in the next month or so, for sure, we'll have some new level of quality in these readings, which I'm super excited about. And I'm so grateful for you all for helping to provide. Thank you so much. So anyway, let's go ahead now and get into the weekly energy of this beautiful Mother's Day week. So let's talk about mothers first. Let's really get into the energy of this. This is a beautiful archetype that we want to explore with this week because, of course, with such a powerful energy today, creating a theme for this week, we want to really carry that energy throughout the week and enjoy the beautiful energy of motherhood. And so mothers represent the divine feminine, okay? They're the nurturer, they're the nourisher, they're the creatrix. They have magic within their womb. They create life. They breathe in life force energy, not just life of children, but also they breathe in life force energy into their husbands, their families. The matriarchs of the family always are the core, the glue. They always are the ones that are really there for everyone in the family, right? So they breathe this life force energy into their experience and into their environment. They're graceful, they're powerful, they're strong, and they also endure. Mothers endure so much. They're so strong. They can endure so much, endure pain, the pain of labor, endure the 9 months of pregnancy. They can endure heavy emotions and holding the weight of responsibility or the stresses of the family, or holding a lot of, experience in their family line, and being a guide, being a powerful energy, a archetype in their family in that way. They are wise and intuitive as well. They know how to process, and they are often the ones that process the emotions of the family and process the situations of the family and kind of organize how things go. They're also very devoted, okay? The mothering energy, the mother archetype is devoted and sacrifices a lot of herself for the sake of others, and sacrifices a lot of energy and time for the sake of others. Such a beautiful and humble and noble sacrifice. They're selfless in that way, and they're also transmuting. They're able to shift energy that is heavy into energy that is lighter. And this is to know and say that mothers are powerful, beautiful archetypes and souls and staples in the world. But they're also not perfect, right? Because this archetype is a divine archetype, but it's also one that we are human in. And so mothers are not perfect. We want to also remind ourselves of that. We want to remind ourselves of the human aspect of the mother, and also know that Mother Earth represents the energy of our human connection, the dirt, the soil that we plant the divine seeds of our spirit into to help things grow into life and to be created. So it is required to have that human essence for creation through the mother, and also to honor it. And so there is a bit of a shadow when it comes to the mother archetype as well. The struggle side of it, the sacrifice, the devotion, the selflessness, the enduring of pain and weight and stress at times. And with that being said, there's always a beauty, because I think it's important to recognize as we grow up with our mothers, we all have this beautiful divine idea of what a mother is. Maybe we really hold on to this divine feminine perspective of the mother. But then as we grow up, we may see our mother's flaws. We may see that she's human. We may see that things aren't as we thought they were, that she's not perfect, right? And in that way, we also will see the vulnerability behind her eyes and behind her soul that shows us that she's not perfect, but that there's beauty behind that imperfection, because there's a story there. There's a deeper essence to her. There is a mystery. This is where the mystery of the woman, the mystery of the mother, the divine feminine comes in. And the mystery comes from her struggle, her pain, her story that she doesn't share with others, because she's sacrificing her own need to address that so that she can just stay strong for others and not have to have them focus on that. And many mothers do that. But it's also important that as we get older, as children of our mothers, we also want to be there for our mothers in a very powerful way. We also want to honor their humanness. We also want to support their healing. We also want to support their ability to grow and evolve spiritually in their reflections of their life, and in their ability to feel not alone in experiencing things or having to harbor emotion. And with the full moon in Scorpio that we just had, that harboring emotion is really what we've been encouraged to stop doing. So we really also want to encourage our mothers to share their stories with us, to share their pain, share their struggle with us, to share their emotions with us, to know that we are going to provide a safe space for them to express their emotions whenever they feel it, whenever they need that, and that we honor their imperfections and we honor it as beautiful, and that we don't think of it as flaws. We think of it as a human essence, a beautiful essence to their being. And when we do that and we ask our mom to tell us her story, we really learn her in such a more deep way. We find new respect for her. We find new honor for her, and just inspiration from her as well. And even if your mother is not with you in the physical, maybe she's passed on to the other side, this can be an opportunity for you to reflect on your relationship with your mother and from the past, and also maybe learn more about her story. Maybe there's things that you have that you can search through that can provide you more information about her that you never knew. Or maybe you can even just call out to her spirit for her to show more about herself to you, for her to connect with you in a deeper way, to feel her story. Because when we do, we really heal wounds in our womb space as women. But also for men out there with their mothers, you also heal wounds in the sacral chakra, because that is your creative center and it is your intuitive center. So when you need creative energy and intuitive energy, you're going to want to pull from that, and that caring energy and nurturing energy as well. So you're going to want to pull from that. And that is going to be the biggest part of healing for both sides, is being able to share the stories, being able to unravel the pain, being able to have those uncomfortable conversations to get to a place of harmony. If you have a discrepancy with your mom, or you have a contrasting relationship, find a way to find grace there. Find a way to let your intuition lead you to peace and to connection, and to finding a way to unconditionally loving and unconditionally compassionately seeing your mother in such a divine way, and understanding her story. And with that being said, there's also another side of this, right? Not just with our mothers, and also with being mothers. So if you are a mother, I encourage you to share your story more with your children if they're old enough and you feel that's appropriate. But just start to be more vulnerable with your children, because as you are more vulnerable with your children, they start to see you as more of that human aspect, and they start to recognize that they can also feel okay at being human, that they don't have to aim to a certain level of perfection that you might give off, that they don't realize is actually only part of the story, right? And so this can be a really beautiful way to bond with your children. But there is this other side of it too. The other side of it is honoring the mother within. And your inner mother is really your relationship to how you create and how you care for others, how you create things in your life, and how you care for yourself and others, okay? And the goddess energy is in all moms, and it's an all mothering energy. And so we can feel the goddess energy within, rising within us. We can feel this energy of feminine power, intuitive power, nurturance, nature, authenticity, grace, intuition, right? So powerful, magic. So honoring your inner mother, whatever that means for you, whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter, because you have a creative essence within you, you have a divine feminine essence within you, and it is those characteristics, that archetype, and that's necessary to create a balanced and whole person, no matter what gender you are. So honor the inner mother within you. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're not imbalanced in the way you're caring for others and not yourself. And make sure you heal any mother wounds within you. And then I also recommend for all mothers to take a goddess bath today or tonight. That's going to be really powerful energy. Go check out my spiritual bath video that I posted a few days ago. That will be a great little blueprint for how to create a really magical bath for yourself, for all you mothers out there. And maybe, you husbands watching, or, friends or whatever, just maybe you can draw your mom, or maybe you can draw your wife a bath for, your kiddos, and just honor her, right? And just create this beautiful energy for her, a sacred space for her to relax and connect. Such a powerful energy. All right, so let's continue on with the spirit messages of this week. That energy is going to carry on throughout this week. So healing mother wounds, getting really clear on your own mothering energy, how you create in the world, how you nurture in the world, how you connect with others in the world, how you nurture yourself. This is going to be a theme throughout the entire week, that divine feminine energy. There's also going to be a surplus of intuition and magic and manifestation power available to all of us as well with that energy. Now, the next message I have for you is about discernment. This is huge because we've been in a quarantine for some time now, almost 2 months, and because restrictions are starting to lift, we really have to use our discernment. I've talked about this a little bit every couple of weeks, but this is really starting to up the ante this week. We're feeling a discernment of internal issues where we're learning how to make better choices by feeling into our emotions and feeling into our thought processes and feeling into the timelines of what that choice will create before we make that choice. So these are ways to discern more clearly and fine-tune your discernment. Now, the internal and external discernment with this, what it's also saying is that we have an external discernment. So because we've been sheltered in quarantine for 2 months, we've now realized a lot of how our energy is affected by others and how our energy is affected by other environments. So right now it's going to be incredibly important for you to notice how you connect with environments. Notice what energy is in an environment before you connect to it. Notice how you feel before you go connect with someone. Even just thinking about making a plan with a friend that maybe you haven't seen this whole quarantine and you felt really great. And before you meet them, you're feeling a little weird about it. Like, I don't know if I should meet him. My energy's starting to feel off. Pay attention to that because the quarantine helped us to filter out things that we didn't need. And it's going to be our choice on whether we bring in that stuff again after this quarantine or if we really stand strong, stand our ground to what we know is really not for us energetically. So what we choose to connect with in our environment is going to be crucial, and that's the discernment that we want to have. And we want to ask ourselves, what is going to change now that we have experienced time more in quarantine? We've had this time to really shelter and protect our energy, revamp our energy, empower ourselves, reconnect to our true essence without outside influence, return to the authentic and release the inauthentic. Now that we've done all of that, what are we going to change as we enter the world in regards to our filter of what we let into our lives? Okay, are we going to keep letting in inauthentic things into our life? Or are we going to continue with our authentic living, our ability to be free, that ace of air, to be ourselves? Are we going to, rejoin old habits or old communities or old environments that we know resonate at a vibration that aren't really aligned with our purpose or our passion or the vibration we want to resonate with? If you're putting a lot of energy into inauthentic things, or if you're putting a lot of energy into things that you know aren't really promoting or helping or a part of your purpose at all, then you're really giving all that energy away, when right now is the best time to be focusing that energy into your passion and purpose and to stay strong in your determination to achieve the goals that you have and to not be influenced energetically by outside distractions. And that's what the quarantine did to benefit us. It helped us to not be so distracted by all the things outside of us that weren't really for our purpose or passion. So we want to make sure that we become our own filter, because we've been given a really nice opportunity to experience a filter in every way with this quarantine. But now those filters are coming off and we've got to be our own filter. So how are we going to do that, and what will change? So I encourage you to ask, what are we going to change? What will we change in regards to what we let in and what we allow in our lives? Not just in a personal way, but also in a mass consciousness and collective way. Think about the things going on with the police brutality. Ahmaud Arbery, this sad story of this man being gunned down just for jogging in his neighborhood in Georgia. This is so sad, and it's happening all the time. What are we going to allow? What are we going to continue to allow that we know is not right, that we know is not just, that we know is not for the highest good of our population, of our society, of our country? We have to start taking stands, and we have to start becoming filters. We have to start making sure that we change what we know is not right, and we don't keep living in blind enthusiasm like this stuff is not, like it doesn't matter, okay? So really important message here. Notice what you're being forced to see. This kind of goes into releasing the blindfold, taking the blinders off of the blind enthusiasm. A lot of us have now had to face. We're always going to be positive. We're always going to know that source has our back. We're always going to know everything's in divine timing and alignment and for our highest good. But we also have to make sure that we are noticing what we're being forced to see, because the things that we're being forced to see are being forced for us to see by spirit, by source. So just as much as the positive messages come in from source, so do the things that we're forced to see that aren't so positive, that will help us to create the change that is going to impact a positive energy into and create a positive energy into the world. So notice what you're being forced to see. You know, I've noticed that I was being forced to see this energy and this situation with Ahmaud Arbery, and I usually am not really deep in researching all of those types of stories because it's so sad and it really affects me. But for this one, I felt like spirit was like, you have to look at this. Stop trying to not look at it because it's so hard for you to look at. Like you have to look at it because we have to put some light in this energy. We have to send light there. We have to create justice. And we are creatives as luminaries. We are powerful manifestors as people who understand the power of law of attraction and the power of spiritual connection and the power of intuition. So, and the power of mass collective energy joining together. So we have to look at these things that are ugly and unjust and sad and tragic so that we can really know where we can help and where we can try to create more light and more justice. Also, I'm being forced to look at confusion, illusions, and duality in media and government. I'm wondering if you guys are feeling the same way. What are you feeling forced to see? I feel like this confusion, illusion, and duality is starting to rear into a head somewhere. There's going to be some kind of contrast, some kind of big disrupt in the government systems or with media, maybe even with this police brutality thing, really kind of finally just being so big that we can't keep letting this energy last. And then I'm also seeing a lot of insensitivities between people just not being as unconditionally loving or compassionate. We had a few weeks of that energy really strong. Now it's starting to kind of dismantle into some triggering energy, some assertive and aggressive energy, just some incompassionate energy. And so this really is our 2020 vision, because we have to be able to see not just all the things that we have power to do, but also all the things that are not going well so that we can use our power to do something about it. So this is really where we want to pay attention. Okay, we really want to pay attention. I've been really researching a lot of seers and prophets. I talked about Edgar Cayce last week. This week I want to talk a little bit about Nostradamus. Nostradamus was born in 1503, and he published his quatrains. I think they were the Les Prophètes or something. I don't know how to speak French, but they were prophecies that he published in 1555 France, okay? Now, if you've been paying attention to my readings for some time, you are going to already start to understand that there's going to be some synchronicities showing up here with the things I've talked about lately. So if you remember, we had the stellium in the beginning of the year, January 12th, where Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn were all conjunct in Capricorn. First time that it's happened in 500 years. Huge, epic astrological event, which is a big reason astrologically why we're going through the coronavirus and the quarantine and all of these things going on in the government systems and social systems and justice systems. All of this is a part of the stellium energy, okay? So you can always go back to my reading, the few readings around January 12th, before January 12th, the reading on and around January 12th and after. I'm talking all about that stellium, so you can check out those readings to refresh. But that stellium, the last time it happened since this year was in 1518 in France, and it was for the dancing plague. So, or what was created from that energy was the dancing plague. There was this epic surge of contagious dancing. People had hot blood where they couldn't stop twitching and dancing in the streets of France in 1518. Okay, so 500 years ago. And this is when Nostradamus was only 15 at the time. Okay, and he was a seer. He was He was an astrologist. I can't speak right now. He was an astrologist. I think I'm so excited. That's probably why. So he was an astrologist, he was a seer, and he was a channel, okay? And he was only 15 at the time of the Dancing Plague, but he was in France. He was born in France, and he ended up publishing his prophecies in 1555. 555, powerful number with the 1 in front of it, aligning to the 555 energy, which is all about positive transformation, epic positive transformation for the world. And Nostradamus released these prophecies, and they predicted a lot of what has happened in our world. They predicted things like the JFK assassination. He predicted Hitler's reign. He predicted Napoleon's reign. He predicted the atomic bomb. He also predicted 9/11. Okay, these are just a few of the many predictions that he had. He's also predicted a lot about what's going to happen. He said that there's going to be a third Antichrist that is going to be incredibly destructive, even worse than Hitler and Napoleon combined, and that we're paving the way for him right now with all of the things that are starting to crumble in the world today, and all of the rulers like Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden and Kim Jong-il, and even some would say our president also being a very destructive energy. That there's going to be these powerful leaders that were going to kind of pave the way of destruction for this third Antichrist to come in and do a lot of damage. Okay, so there's a lot of interesting things with that. I'm not going to go into a fear-based thing because obviously we want to stay strong in our vibration. We don't want to get fearful because we are the light. We are the ones that are able to create differently. And because Nostradamus was a seer, he was channeling energy from the divine, and he was so powerfully passionate about making sure that he shared these messages so that the light workers of today could do what they needed to do to change the fate of the world in that way that he was seeing it. And that's what he felt like his purpose was, to share those messages so he could warn us, so he could inspire the seers of today to do what they needed to do, to warn and create something different and shine light where light is needed. So that's what we're doing, okay? So we're not tapping into this to get fearful or scared or to create this panic. No, that is going to absolutely counteract our power to change this. We want to stay informed, we want to stay calm, and we want to stay discerning. We want to use our own discerning. Where are we being called to action? Because some of us may not be called to action and really investing in any of this stuff, but some of us will be called to action. And by sharing the information, I'm just opening the door for you all to hear the call that your spirit is calling you forth for your own path and purpose in this shift that we're undergoing. So whatever that path is for you is a beautiful path, and it's a divine path, and it is perfectly fine, whatever you choose to do with the information, whether that means you just forget it altogether. I just wanted to share so that we could make sure that we are open to understanding this kind of thing. I'll also say one last thing with Nostradamus is that he died 11 years after he published the 1555 Les Propheties, or the prophecies. And I thought it was interesting because he published it in 1555, and then he died 11 years later in 1566. So interesting number synchronicities there. All right, so now that is all my spirit messages. I hope you're all doing good. I am just checking in on the chat. We're doing good. And I don't see anything in the super chat, so maybe it's not working. If any of you guys just see like the little dollar sign, let me know that you see it so I know it's actually working. Like, I just want to make sure it's even up if it's there, because I can't see what you guys see. So if you see a little dollar sign super chat option, just comment in the comments just to let you know. Oh, good, you see it. Okay, perfect. Yay, so it's available. All right, awesome. Okay, thank you for validating that, because I really just wanted to make sure it was working because I'm not the best at technology. But thanks to little Jamesy, my lovely soul brother. He always helps me with YouTube stuff if I need help. So he set that up for me. So thanks, Jamesy. All right, so let's get into astrology, okay? All right, so we have a lot to talk about in astrology. I'm going to go through this pretty easily and quickly, though. It's exciting, though. We have a lot of retrogrades, okay? But most people are like, oh, retrograde, oh no. No, these are really good ones. These are going to be great. So first we'll start with 5/11. That'll be tomorrow, Monday. And we're going to, first of all, talk about a little bit about that number 11. So we, of course, have an 11 day. And then if you add all the numbers together of that date, you get 11. So we have a full universal date 11 as well. And so it's an 1111 code, which is great. Lots of psychic energy, lots of alignment tomorrow. This also represents double new beginnings. So new beginnings in a lot of different areas of your life, maybe 2 specifically. And on this day, tomorrow, the 11th of May, we are going to have Saturn go retrograde. What does that mean? It means it's important to take advantage of this opportunity to free yourself, to liberate yourself, and to take charge of your freedom. When Saturn is direct, it's a little bit more constrictive. It's a little bit more like trying to get us to reel things in, trying to get us to focus. When Saturn goes retrograde, it opens up a little bit more to allowing us to take charge of our freedom and to release ourselves from things that have been holding us back. This is also going to be an energy of being accountable for that change and mature in the way that you transition into that change. So take advantage of this time to free yourself in any way that you know how. And this can be, if you've been really asking, maybe you asked from the full moon to be released from something very powerful in your life or very stubborn in your life. This is going to be another day tomorrow for you to feel a little bit more released. So kind of remind yourself of that full moon intention. And this Saturn retrograde should help you to release and be free of that even more. Then and I think there's more on Saturn retrograde. Yes. On Saturn retrograde. So it's going to happen from May 11th to September 29th. Okay. And this is also on a mass consciousness level going to possibly stir up some socio-political change. This refers to authority, accountability, maturity, tough lessons, boundaries, systems. And so this is going to be a big energy because Saturn was a part of the Capricorn stellium in the beginning of the year as well. So it's going to be affecting us all year in a very strong way. And it already has been in the systems changing and things changing in the world because of that quarantine and the virus. So now we're going to probably see even more socio-political change with authority and more of the higher up heavy hitters and decision makers in the authority roles of socio-political systems. And that's going to be continuing until September 29th. So maybe a lot of unveiling of illusions or deceptions, a lot of holding higher up authority accountable for things that they made mistakes on or didn't disclose, lots of holding accountable of systems that aren't working and are destroying civilizations, populations, subgroups like police brutality, really understanding that energy. Okay, so Saturn's going to bring a lot of that forward. The next retrograde is on Wednesday, and that is on the 13th. And it's a really powerful number day because 13 is a divine feminine number. And so the reason why it's a divine feminine number, I'll give you a couple of examples. We've got 13 weeks in a season. We've got 13 lunar cycles. So the seasons represent Mother Earth. The lunar cycles represent Mother Moon. So Mother Earth, Mother Moon energy, really powerful there. And it is an empowering energy, an empowering divine feminine number. Now with that, we also have Venus going retrograde on May 13th, which is Wednesday, which is a divine feminine planet. So we're going to have a really strong surplus of divine feminine energy, which is why I started this reading with such a powerful discussion about motherhood and divine feminine energy. So this is going to carry out throughout the whole week. In the middle of the week, we're going to feel a surge of that with Venus going retrograde, allowing us to focus more on love and abundance, exploring what love and abundance means to us. It's in Gemini, the Venus retrograde, so that means that we're going to be more communicative of the way we love. We also may be making changes through communicating what we think about love and how we feel about love. Maybe things have changed in our love life, and when we start to communicate that, we're going to affect some change in that way. We're also maybe going to be rekindling some things romantically in some ways or exploring the idea of that. So notice that and just let yourself be graceful like the divine feminine is. Let yourself be intuitive. Also let yourself have a conscious creative power by setting intentions and leaning into more of your ability to believe in your creative essence and also to care for yourself and nurture yourself through this, following what feels good, following what brings you pleasure. So Venus retrograde May 13th on Wednesday. Then on the 14th, let me make sure there's nothing else with that. Oh, also, so Venus retrograde is from the May 13th to June 25th. That's how long we're going to feel this energy. And it's also going to bring us a lot of flirtation energy, social and communication energy. We're going to have deep convos about love. We're also going to feel more attractive appearance wise, and we're going to notice more attractive appearances. And it's going to provide some intriguing energy with romance. All right, so with that being said, let's move on to the 14th, which is Thursday, where Jupiter goes retrograde. Okay, I told you there's a ton of retrogrades. 3 retrogrades this week, you guys. Saturn, Venus, and Jupiter. So Jupiter goes retrograde on the 14th, which is Thursday. This is all about going within, and it is conjunct Pluto. So you want to go within with what brings you joy, and also have wisdom with your joy. So the Pluto energy brings wisdom and completion and this energy of rebirth as well. And so you want to go internally and reflect about what brings you real joy. Maybe your definition of joy has shifted this year. Maybe you have a new understanding of what actually matters in your life, because all the things outside of yourself that you were really putting a lot of energy into before this quarantine just don't matter anymore. And you found a new level of joy. You found a new level of pleasure. So let yourself be rebirthed in that, and let yourself take that wisdom of your joy into the rest of this year, because it's a powerful energy, and it's a powerful elevation of your spiritual growth and mature way as well. And the Jupiter retrograde is also going to carry on with Pluto energy into the 15th, which is Friday, where the Sun trines Pluto, bringing in more action on the wisdom that we gain from that Jupiter retrograde. And then on the 17th, the Sun trines Jupiter. So Jupiter comes back again with the Sun trining it on the 17th, which is Sunday, bringing us even more expansion from there. So really powerful energy in the astrology as well this week. So that's all I have for you in regards to spirit messages and astrology. So I want to go ahead and pull cards now. I wanted to make sure I didn't leave anything out. Let me know how all of you are feeling. As we pull some cards, we'll take a couple deep breaths, and we'll also ring the bell, because we didn't get a chance to do that in the beginning because I got so excited. So just breathing at your own natural pace, welcoming in spirit even more into your heart, into this reading before we pull cards. Breathing deeply as you allow yourself to set an intention for this week based on all the messages that you've received thus far. What will you change? Maybe your intuition is about change that you will make in your life. Maybe your intention is about understanding how to navigate the ways in which you're becoming more free. Maybe your intention is for love and a new definition of it. Or maybe it's for an inspired action for your new abundance and expansion of spirit. Whatever your intention is, just breathe in that intention. And on the exhale, I'll ring the crystal bowl, or the singing bowl, I should say, and you'll feel that energy resonate into the world. Taking a deep breath in with your intention and exhaling. Deep breath in and exhaling. Feeling that energy. One more deep breath and exhaling. Feeling your intentions moving into the world, manifesting with the vibration of the singing bowl. There was a lot of energy in that bowl. I could feel it. It was like a vortex coming up into my face. It was pretty intense. I had to move my face out of the way. All right, you guys, let's pull some cards. Really exciting. Ooh, I got my first super chat donation. Thanks, Linda. How fun. I've never seen that happen before. That was such a fun little notification that just popped up. That was so cute. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so let's pull these cards. Let's see what the cards say for the rest of the week. We've got the beginning of the week card showing up for us now from Spirit. There it is. Perfect. All right, they're telling me to stay with this deck. Middle of the week card. Okay. Healing with the Angels deck coming through for us strong. Oop, not yet. All right. My guides are always like, oh, don't pull it yet. I'm like, okay. There we go. All right, now we're moving on to Goddess Isis deck for the Divine Feminine energy of this week for the end of the week card. Now, I also want to say that I have a couple announcements to make. I am hosting that Master Your Mindset event today from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So it'll only be in a couple hours from after this reading is done. So definitely if you're interested in attending that free event, please, please, please come attend that event by clicking on the link below in the description and signing up for free. I'm going to be teaching you how to master your mindset. It's going to be a powerful energy to walk into with this week. And I'm also going to be hosting my next Channel and Chill. I know a lot of you have been wanting to know when I was going to do another virtual Channel and Chill. Well, this suspense is over. I am going to be hosting that on Thursday, May 21st from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. It is a $33 energy exchange, and it is going to be a very, very powerful event. I am going to be channeling messages of the divine from spirit as the channel that I am to all of you for the Mass Collective, and then I'm also going to be personalizing your channeled messages, so each of you will be able to ask for a channeled message specifically for you, and you'll have time to receive that personal message right then and there, or to get a question asked if you have a question for Spirit. A few of the beautiful energies that show up or that have shown up in previous Channel and Chills: Archangel Michael, Master Merlin, Mary Magdalene, who else have we had? Goddess Isis, Basset, so many, Saint Germain, like so many guides. I mean, it's insane. So if you're interested in attending the Channel and Chill event, that will be on May 21st for a $33 energy exchange, and I'll make sure to post a link down in the description below to sign up for that as well. Okay, so I'm super excited to announce that, and I can't wait to see all of you who will be tuning in for the Mastermind event today. It's going to be so fun. This is my first time doing a free event virtually, publicly like this, so I'm really excited to see how many people join. I can't wait. All right, let's get into the cards for the end of this reading. The first card for the beginning of the week is forgiveness. Forgiveness. How can you forgive this week? How can you let forgiveness enter your heart, whether it's be forgiveness for yourself or forgiveness for others? This is an energy that is powerful because when we forgive, we liberate ourselves. And we were just talking about the importance of liberating ourselves with that Saturn retrograde and also with the Ace of Air card for May. So this forgiveness card for the beginning of the week is going to invite us into more liberation through forgiveness by letting ourselves recognize that it's not okay that things happen to us that didn't feel good, but it means that we don't have to hold on to it when we forgive. When we forgive, we get to release the influence it has on our soul and on our spirit, and we liberate ourselves fully. This also liberates ourselves from self-loathing or self-deprecation. If you're hard on yourself, what are you being hard on yourself for? What are you punishing yourself for? How can you forgive yourself for that? Because it's time to let it go so you can step fully into your abundance and into your power. Middle of the week card is focus. The focus card, powerful, powerful card, really helping us to gain more focus in our productivity, more focus in our awareness of self in regards to love as well. With that Venus retrograde is what I'm hearing from the guides. They're saying that this is a focus on your new definition of love and in your loving relationships, making sure that they're balanced, that they're healthy, and that they are really aligned with you and your purpose. And if they're not, then it's time to have those deep conversations and focus on new intentions for your love life so that you can really manifest that moving forward. And then the end of the week card, what a powerful card. It is the Enter the Chamber of Healing card. And the message is on the back, so I'm going to read it to you. I'll kind of keep it up here. It says, a spiritual gift of healing is coming to you now. Be open without expectation or preconceived notions, and allow the healing to help you find the best solution for any situation that does not appear to be as it should be. Expect your miracle. I absolutely love this card because I think that was the only message I forgot to share on my little notes that I was receiving for this week, was that some things are not as they seem. And so I love how this says, it says, allow the healing energy to help you find the best solution for any situation that does not appear to be as it should be. So recognizing that some things are just not the way we want and not the way they may seem, and that there's some shadow in things, but when we can expect the miracle and receive the spiritual gift that is coming to us now and be open without expectation of what that is, then we receive what we need to help combat any energy that is less than satisfying, okay? So forgiveness in the beginning of the week, focus in the middle of the week, and enter the chamber of healing in the end of the week. Being able to heal those mother wounds, like I said, so important. Being able to heal parts of yourself that aren't nurturing yourself or loving yourself. Being able to heal from relationships that you need to forgive and let go of so they don't hold you back, or situations or traumas that you experienced. This is your time to do that. Step into your power. Know that you are light. Know that we are all together in this, that you are not alone. There is a web of light community right here for you every single Sunday at 1:11 p.m. Central Time, connecting here to support and love you. And you're always going to have us here. So just please know that if you ever need anything, you can always reach out. I, of course, give one-on-one sessions, intuitive sessions, intuitive readings, past life readings, general readings, mediumship, and I also coach. I also teach people how to walk their enlightenment path and activate their intuitive gifts. So if you're interested in learning how to do that and you want some one-on-one time with me and some mentorship, please also check out the link in the description below as soon as this video uploads, and you'll be able to sign up for a free consultation call with me to discuss the program options and to talk about coaching. And those links are also available in any of the videos before this reading. So last week's reading and the reading before that have all of these links as well, including the link to sign up for Master Your Mindset. I will say that sometimes lately when I go to end the live, it takes like a couple hours for it to actually upload. So if that happens and you don't see this live available for replay today, it will probably be available tomorrow when it fully uploads. And if you need those links for the Master Your Mindset event today or for signing up for a session, you can always go to last week's reading to get those links, okay? I love you so much. Please also follow me at Readings by Rissa on Instagram, because I post tons of videos throughout the week that will help you stay aligned and in your spirit, and also lots of inspirational daily affirmations as well, daily vibes by me, okay? So definitely check out the social media community, Readings by Rissa. And I hope that you have a wonderful week. Happy Mother's Day again to all of you beautiful mothers, and all of you beautiful fur baby mothers too. You all count as well. All right. I love you and have a great week. And I'll see you next time, next Sunday, 1:11 p.m. Central Time. Peace.